Hello, a warm welcome to the news at 7 on NCA International. We're reaching you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Musbal and Wahab. First, the headlines. President Buhari says a policy program without fighting corruption at its core is destined to fail. Supporters in Zamfara State urged to maintain peace as INEC said to resolve governorship impasse amicably. Plus, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed says reports of Leah Sharibu's death is a complete fake news. Now the news goes over the capital of Zamfara State was agog as party supporters trooped out en masse to give the APC presidential campaign team a befitting reception. President Muhammad Buhari therefore appealed to the people to be law-abiding and support whoever emerges as the party's governorship candidate in the state. Salihu Abdullahi reports.
The APC presidential campaign train was in Zamfara State with a lot of campaign messages and a reminder that so much have been achieved in actualizing the party's agenda within the first tenure of the Buhari administration. Government efforts on ensuring peace across the country, among other issues, formed highlights of the campaign.
It has approved that we take the railway from Katsina to Gusau. It will have railway from Katsina to Gusau, from Gusau to Sokoto, from Sokoto to Kebbi.
And the Nigerian people will never allow anybody whose primary purpose is self-enrichment or enrichment of his family members.
APC!
President Muhammadu Buhari assured the people that pending legal issues on the state governorship primary election will be resolved in the interest of all.
I took an oath of office that I will remain honest and truthful, and I will not take what does not belong to me. And whoever I see as corrupt, I will make sure the law takes its course. The party governorship primary elections result is being challenged in the courts. We are working to make sure the issue is resolved before elections.
The people of Zamfara State have been encouraged to convert their number to votes for the success of APC in the forthcoming elections. Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Charged traditional rulers in Zamfara State to do more in curbing banditry and kidnapping in their communities, saying that he felt disappointed that people close to some of them were found to have hand in such criminality. Speaking at a meeting with the royal fathers in the government house on Sunday as part of the ongoing campaigns, the president expressed determination of his administration to defend the country from criminals and insurgents. Referring to the deployment of a large number of security personnel to the state, President Buhari said the security is also the business of the traditional rulers, not that of the police and other security agencies alone. President Buhari commended the gallantry, particularly by subduing the notorious self-styled Buhari Daji. President Buhari said he was contesting this election as his fifth and the last because, as he noted, a second term is what the Constitution allows. And I will not, he said in a quote, I will not abuse the Constitution. He thanked the royal fathers for their support he enjoyed so far and appealed to them to back his re-elections. Now, less than a week to the presidential election, coalition of aggrieved Atiku support group has formally declared support for the re-election bid of President Muhammadu Buhari. Receiving them in Abuja, Chairman Central Working Committee of the APC Women and Youth Presidential Campaign Council, Muhammad Buba Marwa, described their action as timely. Salihu Abdullahi reports.
Leader of the aggrieved support groups, Bello God's Power, says His members, mostly youths and women, have decided to support President Muhammadu Buhari because of his youth-friendly agenda as demonstrated in his first tenure in office.
Our decision to formally declare support for President Muhammadu Buhari re-election is for national interest and his ability to rejig the governance system that hitherto occasioned with corruption activities under the 16 years misrule.
Brigadier General Muhammadu Buba Marwa said the coalition of more than 145 support groups will be integrated into the existing ones.
To campaign from door to door, taking full advantage of what you know of the government and performance of President Buhari.
He urged them to work in harmony to actualize the re-election bid of President Buhari and all APC candidates in the forthcoming polls. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has described as untrue the news making the rounds that Leah Sharibu, one of the kidnapped Dapchi schoolgirls still in captivity in the hands of Boko Haram, is dead. The minister debunked the claim in Ilori, the Kwara state capital, while briefing newsmen on the state of preparedness ahead of President Muhammadu Buhari's campaign visit to the state on Monday. Anthony Forsin reports. Okay. On that report, and we'll bring the report to you in our subsequent bulletins. President Muhammadu Buhari said that he has tried to judiciously exercise the trust invested in him to combat the problem of corruption, insecurity and developing the economy. The president, who said all these are on the scale of preference, was quick to point out that nipping corruption in the board is priority. President Buhari decried the spate of corruption in the country even as 2019 general elections draw nearer, reiterating that any policy program that does not have fighting corruption as its core is destined to fail. He noted that the battle against graft must be the base of ease of which the country is secured, building the economy and producing decent infrastructure as well as educate the next generation. The president also expressed worry over the concerns raised by the Economy and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) over laundered money being funneled into vote buying. President Buhari said this illustrates how corruption lurks in every concern of public life, particularly the manipulation of due process in pursuit of self-preservation. President Buhari concluded by saying, without any doubt, the present administration has succeeded in changing the way corruption is being tackled in Nigeria, and urged the electorate to give him their mandate in the February 16th presidential election so that together they can collectively take Nigeria to the next level. Valuable election materials, including over 5,900 voter cards, have been destroyed following a fire incident that engulfed the INEC office in Kwan and Pan local government area of Plateau State. Head Voter Education and Publicity INEC Plateau State, who confirmed the incident, told NTA News that although the incident was a major setback in the election, preparation will, however, not be affected as the election will be conducted in the area. We'll bring that report to you in our subsequent bulletins. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has urged the Federal High Court sitting in Minna, Niger State, to abridge an earlier adjournment in the ongoing money laundering case involving the former governor of Niger State, Muhazu Babangida Aliyu, and the state PDP standard bearer, Umar Mohammed Nasko. Mokhtar Abubakar Wowo has the reports.
It will be recalled that the court in December 2018 ordered the issuance of hearing notice to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, following the sequential absence of its counsel without any correspondence. The court, however, reconvened following an application filed by EFCC counsel asking the court to bring forward the earlier date fixed for the continuation of hearing. The EFCC counsel argued that the adjournment violated the provision of Administration of Criminal Justice Act, which prescribed number of days criminal matter can be adjourned.
That an adjournment in the criminal trial commenced under the Administration of Criminal Justice Act should be from day to day, or when it is not practicable to do so, not more than 14 days.
The defense counsel countered the EFCC's application, challenging the competence of the counsel to move the application, arguing that he did not for once appear in the matter. As such, the defense urged the court to dismiss the application of counsel to the EFCC.
There appears to be no nexus between them and the prosecution and the prosecutor of this matter, and that was why we had to call for their authority to bring us to court today.
While replying on point of law, the EFCC counsel argued that the defense has no business to inquire his authority. The presiding judge, Justice Yalim Bagoro, slated the 6th and 7th of March for ruling and continuation of hearing, while she informed counsel that she is managing 3 courts across the country. In Mina, Mukhtar Abubakar, NTA News.
The wide acceptability of commercial tricycles and motorcycles in Nigeria could generally be attributed to its inherent advantages of door-to-door service, ability to maneuver during traffic congestion, and ease of responsiveness to demand, among others.
They should vote for President Muhammadu Buhari for second time in office, because it's not that whether someone cater for our peculiar need by empowering us, but so far they give us the enabling environment to plight our trade. It's more than diamond and gold. Yes, we need to reciprocate a good deed back, and with the integrity of the President Muhammadu Buhari, we need a people like him to move Nigeria to promised land.
Thus, commercial tricycle and motorcycle owners in the FCT appealing to their members not to allow themselves to be used by politicians to foment trouble, and express support for the re-election bid of President Muhammadu Buhari. They also encouraged all those who are registered but yet to collect their permanent voters card to see the opportunity of the 3-day extension for INEC to get their PVCs and vote. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has directed immediate deployment of food and non-food items to the victims of Monguno IDP's camp fire disaster to alleviate their sufferings. Director General of the agency, Mustafa Mahaja, said this at an emergency meeting, assuring that the agency is committed to providing for the victims. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu reports.
This is Monguno IDP camp in Borno State, now a shadow of itself as a result of the recent fire disaster that gutted the area. Just as the IDPs are picking the pieces of their lives as a result of the recent Boko Haram attacks, this fire disaster has added to their agony. Reports say 3 persons lost their lives and property, including food items of the IDPs, were destroyed. This emergency meeting by NEMA is at the instance of the situation in Monguno IDP camp to immediately provide succor to the IDPs, who also double as the victims of the fire disaster.
They need shelter, they also need food. Food arrangement has been made. The shelter we have discussed extensively with the manufacturers. We are moving from Monday about 184 tents, holding average of 15 to 20 people.
And we are happy to partner to alleviate the suffering of these IDPs. And we are going to work 24/7 to make sure that we provide the shelter the shortest possible time.
The agency also promised to always respond promptly to any incidences of disaster across the country. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu, NTA News.
This is the news at 7 on NTA International. Time for a break. More news ahead.
Over 1 trillion naira housing investment in just 3 years. Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing is sinking over 100 billion naira. Family Home Fund is investing over 500 billion naira. Federal Mortgage Bank Limited has invested billions of naira on housing finance. Federal Housing Authority is also spending billions of naira to house Nigerians. With a population of over 180 million Nigerians, housing development never got the desired attention until this time of President Muhammadu Buhari. While shanties and dilapidated buildings characterized Nigerian landscape in the past, the Buhari's government now is sinking billions of naira for inclusive housing for all Nigerians. For 16 years, the Federal Housing Authority had no single finance from the federal government, but within 3 years of President Buhari, the Federal Housing Authority is back on site, building houses for Nigerians. Supporting Mr. President is a support for more houses to Nigerians. Let's ensure continuity. Let's vote for the man who is doing it.
The UN compound houses about 400 employees. The building is not dead. The Nigerian capital Abuja is still reeling from Monday morning's rush hour bomb.
If the group did carry out the attack, it would be one of its worst.
2 suicide bombings in Nigeria. One targeted a convoy carrying Nigeria's main opposition leader.
Gun attack on the central mosque in North Nigeria's biggest city, Kano.
Thanks a lot for staying tuned in to the news at 7 on NTA International. More news, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has promised to complete 6-kilometer Toru Ebeni Road in Segbama local government area of Bayelsa State. Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development, Senator Heneki Lokobiri, made this promise while inspecting project sites in the area. Aya Prezi reports that the minister inaugurates solar lights and water projects in some communities in Segbama local government area of the state.
Network is a basic infrastructural asset required to improve the socio-economic condition of our people. Communities like Toribeni, Akide and Okumbiri, which are largely agrarian, need efficient road infrastructure for easy evacuation of their farm produce to ready markets in the upland. This explains the joy and appreciation of the paramount ruler of Toribeni, His Royal Highness Sirifa Twatron Bina, and his subjects over the ongoing 6-kilometer road project.
You must think of network of the road for easy communication. First, this road connects us to national grid. We can travel at any time. Commodities can go out, can come in.
When we carry plantain, when we cut and cut reach the road, then go carry bike, carry and come.
We meet many goods. We will drive safely.
Yes, I'm feeling to Benny. But the carry exists. We actually cleared the road before now, but you know, grass is grew and all that, so we need to brush it off again. So that's what we are doing on that axis.
How this solar lights be for this time?
We appreciate it, and it's working well.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, with a mandate for rural electrification, provision of basic potable water, and road development, is committed to the fulfillment of this mandate. The delivery of these basic social infrastructures is thus targeted at improving the living condition of the people at the grassroots.
In the hospitals where our patients have been attended to, there has been no power supply. So what we did was to provide solar-powered inverters so that 24 hours they will have light and be able to treat.
The Torebeni road is expected to be extended to communities in Ikirimo local government area as well in due course. From Torebeni in Sabama local government area, Aya, Prezi, NT News.
And to the far north, wife of the President Aisha Muhammadu Buhari has assured youth and women in Sokoto State of more social investment programs. She gave the assurance of empowerment program of 10,000 women and youth under the National Directorate of Empowerment, NDE, in Sokoto. Shehu Mohammed Dati completes the report.
The 10,000 women and youths were trained through collaborative effort with Future Assured Initiative and Senator Aliyu Magateka Dawamoko. They were trained in welding, interlocking, and electrical installation, among others. The idea is to ensure that women and youths are taken away from all forms of social vices. Wife of the President Aisha Muhammadu Buhari was represented by former Deputy Governor of Plateau State, Mrs. Dame Pauline Tarlin.
The right thing to do is to invest in the welfare of the people.
Over 17,000 youths and women benefited from the empowerment programs, while 5,000 are to benefit from soft loan of 500,000 naira each.
We believe that we have a duty that every Nigerian benefits from the government or other.
The beneficiaries were well trained to compete with their counterparts within and outside the country.
We have done it before. This is our first time of coming to Sokoto. This time we are empowering about 10,000. But this one is just symbolic. The 800 of them that were given sewing machines, cosmetology packs, and the rest of them. In fact, 1,500 to start with.
The beneficiaries expressed gratitude and pledged judicial use of the materials given to them. In Sokoto, Shehu Mohammed Dati, NTA News.
The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, says it is set to be strict on the enforcement of a provision of its acts towards criminalizing the current practice where non-public relations practitioners are appointed as spokespersons in government offices and organizations. President of the Institute, Mukhtar Sirajo Service in Abuja, at the inauguration of the Council Committee. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday reports.
These are some of the information managers that have become members of the NIPR. After the induction, the president inaugurated 9 committees with NTA's Cecil Egbele as one of the members of the Corporate Governance Committee.
Globally, public affairs and political communication is regarded as a very serious and sensitive business. Therefore, only trained and certified public relations professionals are invited and asked to deliver the needed quality service in this regard.
Former Director General of the NTA, Tony Redia, who heads the Policy and Strategy Committee on behalf of other committee chairmen, emphasized more on eliminating quackery in the profession.
Somebody has nothing to do with you, and you make him a fellow because of what you can get from him. He's a senior quack.
We have a compliance committee now that will be able to enhance this aspect of it, because if you are not a professional member of NIPR, you are a quack, you will not deliver well, and communication will be affected.
Established in 1963, the Institute has the mandate to regulate practice of public relations as a profession in Nigeria. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
And now let's join Adamu Ado also for the word in 6 days.
Hello and warm welcome to this segment of the news. It is a review of major international news reports during the week. And we begin with Burkina Faso, where the armed forces there killed 146 militants in operations in the country's northwest following massacre at a village on Monday. The onslaught, including air support, also targeted Ba in the north region and Bomboro in the Bugul-Dumoho region. In recent months, extremists have increased attacks in Burkina Faso, volatile Sahel region. A Canadian man was recently kidnapped and killed, and another Canadian and Italian are still missing. Among the jihadist group active in Burkina Faso is Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb. Elsewhere, Ivory Coast former President Laurent Gbagbo was released after his acquittal on Monday by the International Criminal Court. An ICC spokesman said Mr. Gbagbo is now on conditional release in Belgium pending a possible appeal. The former leader was charged with crimes against humanity following a disputed 2010 election that left over 3,000 persons dead and 500,000 others displaced. Still in West Africa, we brought you that President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone has declared the prevalence of rape and sexual violence a national emergency in his country. He said those convicted of sexual offenses against minors would face life imprisonment. The move follows a national outcry over a rape of a 5-year-old by a relative a year ago. The victim was left partly paralyzed by the attack. Police say the number of recorded cases of sexual and gender-based violence in Sierra Leone almost doubled last year to more than 8,500 from 4,750. Away from West Africa, United States President Donald Trump, in a State of the Nation address, announced that he would hold a second nuclear summit with North Korea's leader this month. Forms one of major global events over the week. President Trump at the session reiterated his resolve to build a border wall. While appealing for political unity, the Republican president said ridiculous partisan investigations could damage U.S. prosperity. His primetime address came less than a fortnight after he backed down to end the longest ever U.S. government shutdown when Democrats refused to fund a U.S.-Mexico border wall. And to the Middle East, where Catholic Pontiff Pope Francis celebrated a historic mass at a stadium in the capital of the United Arab Emirates on Tuesday, capping the first ever papal visit to the Gulf. The pontiff waved at the enthusiastic crowd carrying yellow Vatican flags and banners as he rode in an open Zayed Sports City Stadium where an altar with a large cross was set up for the unprecedented open-air mass. The Pope's public comment in Abu Dhabi centered on call to end wars across the Middle East and protect the right of all citizens. And finally, from Latin America, the first lorries with U.S. humanitarian aid for Venezuela arrived in the Colombia border city of Chucuta over the week as the country political crisis continued to worsen. President Nicolas Maduro has the support of the army as rejected letting into the country. Opposition leader who has declared himself interim president warned that many Venezuelans are in danger of dying without international aid. The United States announced new sanctions on members of the Maduro administration. European and Latin American members of the International Contact Group said it was crucial to restore full democracy in Venezuela, saying they will push for new elections as soon as possible. The Venezuelan military had earlier placed cargo containers and a tanker lorry across the border. And that is it on this segment. Thank you for watching. I am Ado Adamu Also.
Ado Adamu, thanks a lot. And next we'll bring you the weather forecast for tomorrow, Monday.